Hey everybody, Gear in Situ here. I wanted to give my first impressions on this Spyderco knife, and I hope you stick around to the end because I have some other things I'd like to share with you about, some ideas on what you might want to pair this with. I got lucky and came across a sprint run that was not idiotically expensive of the Paramilitary 2, this one being in CPM S45VN. In fact, I do have a Rex 45, I have an S110V for the Manix, but I think this might be the first sprint run I actually own. I could be wrong, those might be considered sprint runs as well. I say that because this is the first time I've seen one of these little letters where it tells you that congratulations, you have a sprint run. Anyways, where they go into the details of what the S45VN is actually made of. Anyways, maybe in the comments you can let me know if indeed the S110 is in fact a sprint run as well. Anyways, getting straight to the knife. First thing I'll say, the color. I saw pictures online of this that made it look almost like it was black. I saw pictures that made it almost look like it was, I don't know, some neon green. And it was all, I think, an attempt of people to try and take a picture to represent what the color is. This is a forest green. In fact, I think my lighting here is making it show as if it's a little brighter than it actually is, as you can probably see. So in fact, if I tilt it this way, at least on my camera, I can tell that this color is most representative of what it looks like. This is OD green. This is not. You can see it's got a bit of blue. I know they call it a forest green, but I would classify this as like a spruce green or something like that. It's got a hue of blue. Anyways, so that's what that looks like as far as the color. When it comes to the scales, you can see there's that. Yeah, you can make it out. In fact, if you tilt it all the way, yeah, you can make out the that I think they call it diamond arc pattern. It looks like the diamond pattern you see on steel plating, except this is all in alignment with each other. Of course, this thing's gonna jump around in terms of focus, but yeah. So that's the scales. As you can see, like all PM, or at least all PM2 scales, they're right angle corners. So you're gonna feel the edges on this, and yeah. This one comes, not perfectly centered. I wonder if this has anything to do with the fact that this guy is tight to deploy and even tighter to close. Doesn't, you can't even shake it closed. Yeah, that's probably because crossing the Canadian border, they've tightened up this pivot screw like crazy. So I'll try that, but I'll try loosening that. But there you go as far as centering. Of course, compression lock still has that. You can feel it, where look at that. It hits your finger as you're pressing the compression lock, and it won't let it close perfectly. But if you time it right, of course, I'm gonna struggle with this because it doesn't close on its own. Anyways. So that's that. Now, of course, this is a big blade. I would classify this as a full-size blade. Really great for ergonomics, honestly. I think it can't be faulted for that. That's why it's such a popular knife, I think. I believe that, lots of people enjoy this knife. Now, of course, with a knife this size, you might not always want to whip it out in public. So that's why I wanted to discuss with you a little bit of what I would consider as, a good idea to pair this knife with. So if you're out in public or otherwise, and you want to have a complementary blade or tool set. So right off the bat, I would show you this one. This is the CRKT Minimalist. For one other reason, to give you a sense of the color. So the spine here, the dark green part, gives an indication that of what this color might be, right? Not the top here, which is very bright, but the remainder of the knife is very comparable. The other thing that is great about this is it's a smaller blade. It's got a finer tip as opposed to, a straight tip as opposed to this tip that sort of trails back a little bit. Right, so that's one of the things you might want to pair this with. I mean, the obvious next would be, some form of a multi-tool where you've got a secondary blade, some screwdriver bits, in this case scissors, a nail file, and, well, corkscrew if you find a need for that. If you want to forego having a corkscrew unnecessarily, you could get one of these more compact, more robust aluminum scaled Swiss Army knives, or as I like to do, take along with me a Leatherman. So I have the pliers. In this case, I have a secondary, 154 cm blade for tough use, and I'll have a screwdriver, right? So that's what I might recommend for pairing with this guy. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Do let me know in the comments below what you thought, and yeah, how would you pair? What would you pair this knife with? Again, let me know down below. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. Bye for now.